Hello and welcome to a new episode of Insta Talk, the show that covers all the latest stories on social media by your favorite influencers, bloggers, and lifestyle experts. I'm your host Dina, and today we're diving into the world of the Kardashians and finding out how they went from unknown faces to building a billion-dollar empire. We'll be discussing how we can stay happy when faced with extreme beauty standards, and our fashion expert is giving tips on how plus-size women can keep up with this autumn top trends.
Keeping Up with the Kardashians is officially coming to an end after 14 years, 19 seasons, and countless spin-off shows. The show that dominated the last decade and the family that took over our lives will take a final bow after its last season in 2021. In an Instagram statement, Kim Kardashian announced the family made the difficult decision to end the reality show that started with an infamous tape and led to a billion-dollar empire that included makeup, clothing lines, and a supermodel career. It's easy to forget when they started. The family was just the latest reality TV stars in an already overcrowded pot, with the world expecting them to soon fizzle out and fade away. But far from fizzling out, Kris Jenner and her family took advantage of the fast evolving social media and personal branding world and then built an empire.
And to find out more about this latest story, I have the CEO of the global Enigma magazine, Yasmine Shihata. Hello and welcome to the show, Yasmine.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Lovely. Thank you so much for joining us today. Now, obviously, we're talking about the Kardashian family, and many people say that the Kardashian success is down to Kris Jenner. What did she do to make the show so successful, in your opinion?
Well, I think she's definitely, every show needs a good manager, a good producer, a good mastermind. And I think she had a very clear vision of how to make the most of the small, fame connections that the family had, meaning with, her ex-husband, who was the lawyer in the O.J. Simpson trial, one of the lawyers, and her new husband, who was a ex-Olympic Games winner. So, and her daughters, Kim's slight association at the time with Paris Hilton, who, when they first started, was having her own, sex tape scandal. So I think she very cleverly capitalized on a few small nuggets that would have very quickly gone away on their own. And also just put her whole family out there. I mean, I think if you have no bones about putting your whole life out there, including a sex tape, which
Yes.
Kim did, I think, the first season.
Yes.
Then it proved. And also, they were at the right place at the right time, being the first family to do that. It proved that with the right angle, the right marketing, you can really be famous for just living your life out there.
You mentioned with the marketing. Now, there was aggressive marketing when she said yes to every opportunity that came their way, like TV appearances, magazine shoots, book and perfume deals. Do you think that having all of this, in addition to social media, when social media was right at its peak, right at the start, do you think it was the reason behind them sort of becoming so successful? If we think
definitely, I think definitely social, but the offers came because of the TV show. The TV show really gave them a launch pad like nothing else, and the fact that they were totally willing. I think, she also did a nude Playboy shoot. I mean, sex sells, and they had no bones about being completely out there. Sex tape, Playboy shoot, and those were all in the very beginning. And then after that, you just continue the hype with social media, and you're living your life openly, and you're dating famous people. Khalas, I think that after that it becomes a monster on its own.
That's right. Yes, they're on the roll now. Yes, that's right. Yes.
Yeah, and continuously, all the girls completely reinvented themselves through plastic surgery, through dating famous people. They kept, you know, whether it was orchestrated or happened naturally, they kept keeping themselves in the news.
Yes,
which is what you have to do, because in their case, there's no publicity that's bad publicity. You know, that famous term. If you really have nothing to lose, then there is no publicity that's bad publicity. And for most celebrities in the West, at least, that formula works. As long as you're in the news, even if it's negative, it's actually positive.
Yes.
You just keep people talking about you, and you're relevant, and your numbers go up, and your social media followers goes up, and then the offers flowing in, and the money flowing in, and they really perfected that formula, you know.
Yes, and speaking of which, now with obviously magazine prints and front covers, do you think that it's with the prints it was starting to be pushed out by social media, so that those who had big online followings got magazine covers? Because that is the case, isn't it? If you've got a big following, you get to be at the cover of a magazine. I mean, do you think that is how Enigma would operate, for example?
Well, that's how we operate now, but we don't do. We wouldn't put a social media influencer on the cover unless they have done something important. You know, either like they're a celebrity because they've done movies and television or music, or they have a really important TV show that's gotten them all these followers.
Yes.
But we don't put influencers just for being influencers. Like, I don't really think it's a healthy thing to encourage. And we know that a lot of very young people follow us and read us. I don't think it's a healthy thing to encourage the idea of being famous just for being famous. And that's why I'm actually happy that the show is ending, because it did create a whole new generation that just believe fame without doing anything is the goal. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Just
yes.
Getting
absolutely.
followers or getting people to think you're cool without actually achieving anything
In life.
kind of became the new norm for a new generation. So I hope that this will slowly start to change again.
Well, I mean, going back to, you know, sort of Kris Jenner, there are reports that Kris ended the show before Kanye damaged the Kardashian brand. And after a public Twitter that's aimed at Kris, do you think Kanye's behavior could be behind the ending of the show, or him running in the November election? Do you think that has anything to do with the show ending next year?
I don't think it would be his reputation, because, as I said, for a show like this, no publicity is bad publicity. Possibly the election, but I don't think he's really taking that seriously. I think it's just a bid to help Trump win in some states by taking the black votes from any Democratic candidate. But yeah, so unless he's really, I mean, the only reason if he's that interested in helping Trump, but it's such a big money generator for them that I don't see that as being the reason. I think maybe that the numbers were starting to go down, which I heard.
That's true.
And these kind of shows, you kind of always want to end at a high note. You don't want to end when you're completely irrelevant, you know?
That's right.
And maybe they've all achieved such a level of fame that they believe that they can still continue to get all the offers and endorsements, and they all have their own businesses that now generate so much income that maybe they feel they don't need the show. They don't need to keep that invasion of privacy going.
We've seen the Kardashians doing separate things. Like, for example, Kim is studying law because she wants to be a lawyer, so she's taken up a career in law. Kourtney stepped back from the show last season. Obviously, Kanye's, you know, sort of been slammed about his parenthood, obviously running for president, his erratic behavior. So is this, if we look at them individually, do you think that's it? They've decided which pathway they want to go and take in their life, and they thought, well, you know, there's no more need for us to be actually sort of having this show, because they know that's it.
Yeah,
That's what I want to do in life.
I think it has to do with them all having several sources of revenue now. That the show's revenue is probably pales in comparison to the money that, Kim has her own cosmetic, Kylie has a billion-dollar company, the under Kendall has great modeling contracts and, appearance fees, and all of them have made enough money over the years, from endorsements, from sponsorships, from all the outside businesses that they do, that they probably don't need the show anymore, and they're all household names. Like whatever happens, they're not, I think if the show's numbers have gone down, but their followers keep going up. So I think they probably realize that they don't need the show, and whatever money comes in from the show probably pales into the other money they're making. So I think it's just, and their kids are growing up, and they probably just don't want their kids exposed that much, or they just want to. They just want to make money and be famous, and they're already doing that.
That's true. That's true.
So,
Now, with Kim, going back now to Paris Hilton. Now, Kim's former boss, Paris Hilton, was once at the height of celebrity, but fizzled out of the spotlight as the Kardashians became more popular. Now, do they have a chance at spinning the family brand for many years to come now the show is coming to end? And what we're trying to talk about is things like, for example, the show was designed, for example, to get somebody like Kendall have a supermodel career, become one of the top supermodels in the world. Like I said, Kylie built a makeup empire, clothing line, etc. And it seems like they are like real celebrities, not just people getting their 5 minutes of fame. So is that, do you think, is what the family brand is all about? Is because of the family brand that they've built for so many years that's it? They must stop it now.
Yeah, I think Paris Hilton probably ended, her reality TV career was very short-lived.
Yes.
I think it was a year or two max.
That's right.
So they have managed to have a whole generation grow up with them. I don't know how long was the show? 10 years?
Yes.
12,
it's been a very long time. Yes.
Yeah, enough for a whole generation to grow up with them in their lives. So and they've all kind of coupled up with famous people. So I think they're way more in the mainstream American international celebrity culture than Paris Hilton ever was, So I do think they'll have a longer trajectory. But again, eventually there are going to be new names,
That's true.
I don't see Kim being as relevant when she's 50, for example. There's going to be new Kim Kardashians and even now, I don't think she's as relevant as she was 5 years ago,
Yes.
I think the Kanye marriage was very smart. The association with Trump was very smart, because now she realized being famous for being famous is kind of not cool anymore. So she's trying to become serious, and now they're all trying to become business women, which is much more relevant in today's age, And also it keeps the money going. I think at some point the money becomes more important than the fame,
That's true.
And so I think they've all kind of guaranteed that they're set for life at this point.
Right. Okay. And just one final question. Obviously, reality TV is what made them so successful. Do you think now that reality TV is coming to an end now, whereby people are not interested in nothing that's real about reality TV anymore?
Yeah, I think there's been a resurgence of really great dramatic content because of Hulu and Netflix and Amazon and all these streaming channels producing really top quality content, that people are kind of getting into that again. And reality TV, we all know so much that it's all scripted, that it's all fake, that it's all, at the beginning people didn't really know, so it was kind of new and interesting.
Yes.
But I think that's also taking away from it. If I'm gonna watch something scripted. Let me watch it with a really good story and a really good, really good cast and really
Yes.
good filming, editing, and so yeah. But I don't really know. I mean, is reality TV dead? I haven't seen enough studies. I hope so. I mean, I really hope so. I think it's super unhealthy, but
That's so true.
I mean,
It is, yes.
yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Yasmine Shihata, once again for joining us. It's been such a real pleasure to have you on Insta Talk, and we hope to see you in future shows.
Thank you, Dina.
Thank you.
Keep up with the great work.
Oh,
So
thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot for all your support. Thank you. Take care.
Thank you, Habibti. Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Body shaming has been back in the news after the release of a new app called Fit, which shames and verbally abuses its users into losing weight. The app comes after the popularity of a new type of jeans, the Fit, that's aimed at women but now have started to appear in men's fashion lines. While some believe the app is just a funny way to encourage its users into losing weight, others believe it's furthering the standardization of beauty. Ending harmful standards of beauty is an uphill battle, and with new apps such as Fit coming into the mix, how do we stay happy with ourselves? And what food will benefit our happiness? Let's speak to our lovely life coach Daniela to find out.
Is our gorgeous chef Daniela. Hello Daniela, how are you today?
Hello Dina, good to see you. Good to be back.
Lovely to see you too, and thank you so much for joining us so early in the morning.
Of course, absolutely.
Now, today we were talking about body image, and every day we're faced with images of certain standards of beauty. How would you encourage people to feel good about themselves?
Yeah, this is really important. I think that it can be more challenging now than ever before to stop doing that compare and despair mentality. You know what I mean, right? Have we all experienced this from time to time?
Yes.
I think everyone has. And what it really means is it simply is obsessing over what other people have, what they look like, what they achieve. And it proves to be quite a distraction from focusing on what you yourself have going on.
Yes.
So when we can learn to put compare and despair completely aside and to learn to appreciate just all that you as a unique individual are, then we can learn to love ourselves more. That's the key. And self-love is truly the first step to feeling good about who you are at any stage of life. So that's what I would have to say about that. I have a lot to say about, about beauty standards, but specifically self-love is key.
Is key. Absolutely, absolutely. Now, influencers on Instagram, as we all obviously love our Instagram pages, are sharing pictures of how they normally look and how they look when they're posing online. Now, how important do you think that this is for mental health and learning to love ourselves for who we are?
Yeah. Okay, so this is called the Chloe effect now, right? And so according to a tweet by the member of parliament, edited photos on Instagram are fueling a mental health crisis because they're creating what they believe is a warped sense of beauty. And I would agree with that. So this felt to me when I read about Khloe Kardashian's moment, a perfect social media storm. It's no surprise that this occurred right now because overly photoshopped images are coming up and popping up on our social media feeds and timelines more and more every day, right? I mean, I go online every day and it feels like it's more of the edited version as opposed to the real version. And this is really being fueled by social media influencers that are heavily now, almost 100% relying on CGI or computer generated images or effects.
I see.
So here's what I have to offer, right? Remember, if we can, every single time we start to feel that like compare and despair, we look at an edited photo and maybe we don't even know it's edited. We can remember that beauty is it's in the eye of the beholder. And I know that that might seem cliche, but it's so true. So what is beautiful to me may be very bit different than what is beautiful to you, Dina. And when we can just learn to own what we feel is beautiful, like for instance, me wearing this sequins t-shirt, right?
That's right. Yes, I love your t-shirt, by the way. Yes, I love it.
Yeah, it empowers others to do the same, to really own their own standard of beauty, and just to release the idea of any specific beauty standard. Let it go.
Yes. Now, going back to Khloe Kardashian, and just like you mentioned, how the UK government has actually proposed a law that would require celebrities to label photoshopped images as edited. Now, they say edited photos on Instagram are fueling a mental health crisis, because obviously that's why they want to do that. So is this a step in the right direction, do you think? Is there anything else lawmakers can do? And whose responsibility is it, after all?
Yeah, I think that this is really important to remember, that I think that we should each sort of own our own profiles, how we want to show up on the internet or in person, right? And so just like maybe I like to wear foundation and lipstick when I go out because it makes me feel complete. Absolutely. It makes me feel ready for the day, right? And maybe somebody else might just need a quick shower before they leave the house. I feel like we should just let others and everyone else as individuals determine what is best for them. So if Khloe Kardashian feels more comfortable editing her photo, then bravo to Khloe, I say. And if I feel more comfortable leaving my photos unedited, then awesome, right? I want it to be more of a let's all celebrate each other, as opposed to trying to create these laws that really are kind of putting everyone in a specific box, which I think is not going to necessarily help the situation. It's only going to sort of like, just make it so that it's, again, another standard that we all have to follow. I think that if we just all do it as we all need to do it, we'll all be better off, and we learn to focus on ourselves more and just celebrate what other people have and how they are showing up in the world. We will be better off, I think, in general.
That's true. That's true. Now, before I ask my final question, there was just one thing I wanted to ask you. A lot of people label sort of themselves as fat. And this is actually also something that I've noticed in social media. So they're relating fat to ugly. But how can we change the concept of fat? Because you don't necessarily have to be ugly just because you're fat. So how can we actually change this and try and allow others to accept those that are fat, those that are black, that are white, that are, how can we change the people's concept and way of thinking, maybe also through social media, in your opinion?
Yeah, what you're describing is what is known as fat shaming. It's really comparing someone's body shape or size to being ugly or less than.
Yes.
And in the work that I do, I sort of get chills when I start to talk about this and think about this, because in the work that I do, that is a big absolute no. And I say no in terms of you can do anything that you want, but make sure that whatever we're doing, however we're responding to other people, is a direct connection to how we're actually responding to ourselves. And so let's let go of the fat shaming and let's replace it with something. And the best thing to replace it with is body positivity. So I know that if I can embrace my body at any stage, at any size, at any shape, and health is an evolving journey, so it will change literally with every day. Know that we're all on a health journey. Like this is really, health is not a destination, it's a journey. And so if we can learn to have more compassion for somebody else that we're looking at, and learn to know that how we respond to them is truly how we're responding to the parts of ourselves that we don't like. If we can just put that aside, let it go. I'm saying this a lot. It's let it go. It's finding your own intuition and your own love, and then just like letting it go, sending the love right out. And again, I know how this sounds. It sounds maybe cliche or too simple. But I'm telling you, it's small, energetic shifts that really make a big difference.
It does. Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, final question before we let you head off to your own little world. what advice would you give to change your diet to improve your overall happiness? Because I think we all need, you know, happiness in our lives. You know, we want some happiness. So what do we have to do?
So I'm going to put this into the context of integrative nutrition, which is what I trained in as a health coach, okay? So being healthy is more than the foods that we eat. So in integrative nutrition, the foods that we eat are actually secondary to all the other things that feed and nourish us. So let me say that again. The foods that we eat are actually secondary to all the other elements of our life that feed and nourish us. So let me just show you this helpful tool, if I may, Dina. I wanted to show you this tool that I use with my coaching clients called the Circle of Life game, all right? And so you can see this here, and this pie is separated into 12 pieces of a whole. All right. And so if you look at this, you may not be able to see all of the words, but let me just explain it quickly. This is separated into 12 sections, and these 12 sections are the elements, including your relationships within that realm. It's your home environment and your social life, and then your career. And in that realm, it's your education and your finances. And then there's the spirituality and mindfulness realm. That is your creativity and your joy. And last but not least, the last bit is the physical well-being portion of who you are. And this is including the home cooking and your home cooking routine and your overall health. So all 12 of these elements are really called primary foods, and all that which we consider nutrition is really just a secondary source of energy and nourishment. So the whole goal with a Circle of Life is to think about these 12 elements, and then to really think about, how can I achieve balance in all of these areas? And know that, again, this is a journey, this is not a destination. So all of these things may actually change, wax and wane. And so the whole idea of health is, how can I maintain my balance and work on maybe my relationships today? And if tomorrow I need to work on my mindfulness, fantastic. Tap in and let the body talk to you. Let your body lead you to making decisions, to feeling your best and thriving.
You know what? We need more talking to you, Daniela, so that we can carry on getting all this positivity vibes from you. You're absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for being with us on Insta Talk and for this amazing advice. And I would love to actually look at this again and look at my journey in life, and figure it out, actually, try and figure out each part of my life. But thank you so much. Thank you, Daniela. Thanks for being with us.
Yes, no problem. I loved it.
Thank you. Take care.
The 2020 autumn fashion trends are out. We're looking at some of the top trends this autumn and finding out how to make them work for plus-size women, and where on the high street you can grab yourself the autumn look. Let's go speak to Rana's Zone and find out how.
Hello, Rana. How are you? It's so lovely to see you.
Hi, Dina. Hi, Habibti. I'm well, alhamdulillah.
How is things in Dubai at the moment?
Well, things are being good, very good, with school started. And I'm so happy that I'm sending my kids, so I'm having more time for me.
a lot of parents, and especially women, are like that. They couldn't wait to shoo them away back to school.
Yes, of
Fantastic.
course.
Right, today we are talking about all the new trends for the autumn. So what are the new trends this autumn, and where can we actually find, for example, the plus size trends for women that are sort of plus sized?
Yes, now there's a lot of brands that started to do plus sizes because we need the woman to have more confidence and self confident with herself, So we have Mango, they have violet plus sizes, there's Aces also, Monks and Spencer long time.
Yes.
They used to do plus sizes, and there's a lot of brands that started to do plus sizes.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, Yes. So, I mean, what is your guide to dressing up somebody that has a pear-shaped body, for example, or
You,
somebody that, let's just say, that is oversized? What is your guide? Can you
yeah.
give us some tips now and ideas?
Yes, now plus sizes with like for each country, they have like, a certain number that when you go into online or into the shops, you can see these numbers like the US, they consider like, 14 until 18 a plus size, like in the UK from 18 to 20, 22, like in Europe, they start like from 44 until 54. So my advice at the beginning, we need to have a self-confidence and to have, to feel the beauty, the inner beauty of ourselves, and to measure our bodies, to look at it as, our loving piece. Yani we have to measure our bust, our hips, that we need to, then we will know what the body shape we
Yeah.
are,
Okay.
because there is body shapes. It's plus sizes or not plus sizes. There is body shapes, as we know, the apple, the triangle, the hourglass. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right. Yes.
So even in the plus sizes, there is body shapes, and then we can know what is the tips that helps us, to show the part that is beautiful in our body,
Right.
because each one of us has a part that is beautiful, and we have to show this part. So if it's like, triangle, like, or rectangle, it's like the opposite size, if like upper or lower part. Then if like the lower part is bigger,
Mm.
then we have to to work on the higher part. So
Okay.
like like with the puffy sleeves, like the V shape, the stripes like I'm wearing, this all give either like a big size or to look thinner. Then
Right.
we work on the waist, with a belt. So it's many things that accessories help us to show the beautiful part that we have.
Right. I mean, we all know that the classic colors for the winter season or the autumn season are, sort of the browns, the blacks. Even you were talking about the other time. I mean, we always talk about colors. The green.
Yeah.
There was some really beautiful things that you showed us last week. Now, this week, let's talk about more about how do we actually go into transition from the summer into the fall trends. How do we actually do this transition, and what is it out there that we have to look out for, just to be sort of up to date
The
with
main
fashion?
the main thing, that colors are the same with summer and winter, but what is the difference is the fabric.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So we can see now fabric, like coming for we talked before about the net. So, and now fabric coming, trending, leather. We can see leather, the velvet. The velvet is like, when you see velvet, you feel it's winter.
Right.
So what's coming this winter is the checkered.
Oh, the checkered.
Checkered,
Okay.
yeah, the checkered are coming
Nice.
back. This is why, as plus sizes, we need to work on the size of the checkered. We need to see if we're gonna go to buy an item, we need to see the checkered, or the print. You see as flower print. We have to get it smaller. Also it depends. If upper size, like big, you need to have a small print or small checkered.
Right.
So
Okay.
this, yeah. So I think these tips are very important to know, especially with fabric in winter, because fabric in winter are heavy and give us more the feeling of more size.
Yes.
And
Bigger. Yes.
a bigger size. So I think this is our most important tips that we need to know.
Right. Okay. And I can see behind you, you've got the sort of floral as well. And I know that a lot of
Yeah,
oversized women, they try and avoid wearing anything that is stripes or with florals. So is that the case? I mean, how can they extenuate their body and make it look beautiful and still feel confident without having to worry
yeah.
about, the fabric that they are choosing to wear, especially with the autumn season that's coming?
Yes, with the size of the floral. Yani, if she need to have like A-line skirt, with like a floral. If she's a big, oversized from down, so then she will have like a small floral, or the
Smaller
stripes
size,
have to
yeah.
be, yani, yeah. So like even the sequin, like I was going to say about like the night,
Oh, wow. That's a
evening.
beautiful
So
dress.
this,
Yes.
yes. So the sequins have to be like the
Mm.
small pieces of sequin. And now we can go with a mask sequence.
Oh, wow. Look, I love this.
Yes,
I love this. The matching
yeah.
mask with the dress.
Yes,
It's
now we
very
have
pretty.
to match exactly. So yeah. So I think we have to be careful with these small tips, and it will help to show, as I told you, we have to work on the part of our bodies that is more beautiful. And
Right.
now, in the market, and like all brands now are giving more confidence to the plus sizes or the curve
Mm,
bodies,
mm.
and fashion, the New York Fashion Week, they started on 2013 to be on the runway,
Oh,
and for the yes, plus sizes models,
yeah.
because models do not يعني reflect the average, the
Represent
average
the average
consumer
woman.
sizes.
True.
Yes, they do. Yes. So, now also Fendi
Mm,
for the first time on the fashion, for this one, fall winter 2020 on the runway.
mm.
He has plus size models and plus
Right.
size
Mm,
items. So,
mm.
it's like feeling confidence. This helps now in the market. Go and do shopping, and like use, or like have a new thing, try new things. You
Mm,
have to try, not to be afraid, not to try new things.
mm, mm.
And
Yes.
also the way you walk, always give them, like to feel walking taller,
Yes.
then
Uh-huh.
you will feel more thinner. And yeah, there's lots of things. It depends on you to be
Mm,
positive and happy, and always be around positive friends, giving you, positive energy, telling you, wow,
true.
you're so beautiful.
True.
You have to hear this more and
Mm.
more, then it will be very easy.
I've noticed, just before we leave and finish, I've noticed that when you wear high heels, the body becomes more curvy. It seems more sort of, let's just say, in proportion, and you feel, I think, you've got this feel of satisfaction and happiness and confidence when you've got the heels on. But once you actually take the heels off, and I'm talking about myself personally here, once you take
I
the
mean, too,
heels
the
off,
same thing.
once you
Yeah.
take the heels off, you just like go, right, okay, let's just be, sort of, let's just go around being trendy and normal, and yeah, who bother, who cares? I don't care how I look. So
Yes.
is it something that is just how we work mentally, or is it actually a true
Yes.
thing? Wearing heels,
Yes.
does it just give out, just give out
Yes.
a different vibe?
Yes, sometimes when I dress up like a flip flop or no
Yeah.
heel, but when I walk, like I feel like I'm tall, I don't
Yes.
feel that I need a high heel, to be to look taller. So yes, and
Yes.
sometimes no, I don't have this feeling, so I feel I'm short, So I say no, no, it is mentally,
Yeah.
and it is, yani, you have lots of celebrities are short.
Yeah.
Look, Kim Kardashian is like around
Yeah.
150,
Yeah.
52. And
Yeah.
I know that she's short, but when you see her by pictures, and we see her very tall. But when I
Yes.
saw her, like she came to Dubai, one
Yeah.
time visiting, and I saw her, in the mall, and I was shocked because she looks taller.
Yes.
She looks
Yes.
tall. Yeah.
Well, I guess it's the way they, the social media portrays. And remember, she
Yes.
always has to check every single picture that goes
Yes.
out into social media, every single part of this picture before it actually goes out, so that, she just feels satisfied that she looks perfect in it. Whereas, you wouldn't
Yes.
actually see any picture taken instantly or surprisingly, because I know the feeling.
Yes.
It's hard, yes.
And you know what, Dina? I found somebody, a friend of mine showed me, there's an application. Application,
Yeah.
that fixes the body, do the curve.
Which application is that, please? Can you tell me, Rana?
I'll send you. I'll send you.
Trust me.
And it was like, and she said, yeah, do you think that this is the original pictures? No, they play with it.
I see.
They fix it. And
she's got a team that does it for her, bless her. So, but not any longer. I mean, obviously, lucky for her, I guess. If you've got it, why not? And one secret I want to share with you and the viewers, believe it or not, when I wear flip-flops or wear anything that is, sort of with no heels whatsoever, I am very clumsy. I tend to trip over. I'm very clumsy. I can't walk with flip-flops or with normal, sort of ballerina shoes. I can't. I end up tripping.
So you are used to high heels.
I could even go shopping with high heels. This is how, my friends will tell you this is so funny.
Me too. It's me too. My mother used always to tell me, wear high heels. As you said, it gives more the curve.
Yes. True.
More the body, makes it more beautiful, So, and now we can see also in fall winter, the knee boots.
Oh, yes.
Also, this gives.
I've noticed with the winter season, with the new trends as well, is that they are wearing big baggy trousers and on boots. So they fit, they wear the boots and they tuck the trousers in. And this is apparently now the fashion. I'm just thinking, how's that going to look at me? Again, I'm not used to wearing.
No, but it's like, each one of us has a part in the body is beautiful. And there is another part that we need to hide. Like let's see this before, no problem. Nobody's perfect,
True.
So let's know what is this part and work on it and know what's the tips and hide it.
Yes,
there is a lot of detail we can use, accessories, belts, the thin belts. If it's like you are short from the upper side, then you have a thin belt. If it's long, then you will have, wide belt. So it is, even as you said, the high heels, the flip-flop. So it depends.
Well,
yeah.
I'm going to end it there. Thank you so much, Rana. I know for sure that if I don't go out with my high heels, I will definitely fall over. So hopefully it won't happen. Well, thank you so much, my lovely. Thank you. And hopefully we'll see you next week for more fashion, trendy advice. And obviously seeing your beautiful outfits as well. You look gorgeous.
Thank you, dear. Thank you.
Thank you, my darling. So we'll see you next week. Take care.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
This brings us to the end of this week's show. I would like to thank all our guests for coming onto the show, and a particular thank you goes to everyone that works behind the scenes on trying to get this show on time for you to watch and enjoy. We will be back next week with all the latest trending stories from our fashion stylists, influencers and lifestyle experts. And if you want to watch our weekly episodes of Insta Talk, then follow us online at WTX News on Facebook and Instagram, or visit our website www.wtxnews.com, or subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can like, share and comment. So that's it from us. I'll see you next week. Take care. Bye.